welcome to Friendly Talk
I'm
Podcast.
opening up my document. Hi, we're in a new studio today.
Yes.
Long story. It doesn't
Long
really
story,
matter.
long story.
Remy, thank you. I love you.
Thank you.
Remy hooks it up all the time. And shout out to Sherzo, shout out to Harry, shout out to Earl, shout out to Russell, everyone,
out to
the
the whole
team. Thank you for sponsoring our podcast. We love you guys.
Thank you, y'all.
Shout out to Sherzo, big time.
Me and my left side of ponytail or bun. Thank you.
Eva just got back from LA. She was a little sick.
Woo! I'm still. You can still hear me a little bit.
I'm staying
And I had this cough, girl. It was embarrassing me on the bus this morning going to work. Oh my god.
Oh, was everyone staring at you?
Yes.
Oh, you were the bitch with the cough. Oof.
It was bad, and I was like holding it, and I was like sweating, and my eyes were like bulging. It was bad.
At least COVID times are over, because when people were coughing during COVID,
they would have fought me. They would have jumped me, kicked me off the bus, all types of shit.
I flew once during like prime COVID, and I was sick, but I didn't have COVID. I was just sick, and the stares I was getting,
the stairs of death,
and
right?
I'm hijabi, like. Like this Muslim bitch came to get everyone sick.
She came with bombs and COVID.
This is why Trump wants them gone. Speaking of Trump, I was in the city on Sunday night.
Were you?
I was. And
I thought that was a shit show.
I had no idea that there was a Trump rally.
I didn't know that either.
And I was looking around and I was like, there's mad MAGA hats everywhere. And I went to the cellar to meet with my friend, and we were just getting tea, and there was a table of like 40 people wearing MAGA hats at the olive tree. And I'm like, is this like a joke or something? Because I'm like, what? I mean,
did not hear about it, but we wouldn't hear about that because we're not in that world.
Yeah, we're New Yorkers. There's I wouldn't expect to see that many MAGA hats in one place. I'm like, there has to be something. And then I found out there was a MSG MAGA rally.
The venue had me gagging. The venue, I was like, MSG, really? Okay,
that was crazy. And then I saw the clips of the rally. First of all, Rudy Giuliani. First of all, you're like 90 years old. Retire, motherfucker. Also, get on Ozempic. You're rich. You fat old motherfucker. He gets on the stage talking about Palestinians teach their kids how to kill, like, what?
I seen something like that. I was like, huh?
He said that we teach our children to like kill people and like hate people and stuff. First of all, no, sir.
Absolutely not.
Second of all, shut the fuck up, you stupid old motherfucker. You know what's funny? The last time I saw Rudy Giuliani, he was at Old Navy.
Really?
I was literally, I'm gonna pull in the photo. I saw him at Old Navy, and I was like, yo, what's up?
That's nuts.
And I was like, why are you at Old Navy? You're rich.
I want to get. That's why he rich, because rich people don't spend any money on clothes.
Yeah, because I'm like, you don't have
wealthy people don't.
You don't have someone to go get you socks. Like, you had to be at Old Navy in Times Square. It was so random.
Not the Times Square one.
The Times Square.
Come on, son.
Yeah, it was weird. And also, he was saying crazy things. And then Tony Hinchcliffe gets on stage. Listen, roast master genius. No one can take that away from him. But like, time and place.
Yeah, man. I feel like, first of all, I'm this whole election thing, I'm surprised at how much like comedians are involved in the Trump. I was like, okay, I mean, do your thing.
Yeah.
Because I know as a working comedian, sometimes like, yo, we just want the platform type shit. I see it from that point of view. I'm like, I see it as a working comedian why you would fuck with certain shit.
Yeah.
However, you know what I mean? I was surprised. I was like, okay.
Listen, like all the jokes were funny. If it was in a roast setting.
Right, because roast, anything goes.
Anything goes, and it's expected, and it's funny, and everyone knows you're just there for the laughs. Now, when you get on a presidential stage and you say things like that, you're like, oh, you mean the things you're saying.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, you're a bad person now. You're not funny anymore. You're looked at as poor character.
I was
because like I saw him at the Tom Brady. Was that not Tom Brady?
He was
the last roast. Was
the one on Netflix?
Yes.
Yes.
It was Tom Brady. Yes.
Okay. I didn't watch the whole thing. That shit was too long.
He murdered it. It was the funniest set of the night. But it's like, it was expected. It's a roast. Right. You're supposed to go for people. You're supposed to go for low-hanging fruit. You're supposed to go for race.
Right.
And all that stuff. But then just like you get on a presidential election stage and you're being racist and talking shit about Puerto Ricans and like just saying stupid things, and you're just like, you're just an ignorant man.
Right. Now, my thing is, I was taken aback by the Puerto Rican comment, for sure. Yeah. Of course. You know what I'm saying? However, I'm not going to hold you. I feel like it was a blessing in disguise, because a lot of Puerto Ricans that I've come across and other Black people I've come across, and over generations, I know there's colorism, racism, and I feel like there's some who identify as whites, even though they're not. And this was it shook him up a little bit. Like, yeah, you're not better than nobody. Yeah. They don't like your ass either. They don't like your niggas just the same to them.
Yeah. So same with Dominicans.
Yeah. So my thing is like, yeah, I was gagging, but I also was like, okay, you know what? Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for letting them know what time you on.
Yeah, it's like, wake up, Puerto Rico. Like, you're a minority too. They don't like you. Just like they don't like Muslims. And a lot of them forget,
because I remember one time I have a friend from the Bronx. I love her to death. And one time she said something to me. She was like, yeah, because like, you know, like I'm basically white. And I'm like, I'm like, okay, for shorty. Like, I'm not one to tell somebody how to identify. I've you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, okay. Yeah. Whatever you say, Ma.
I was so, and I'm just like, this is why other countries clown America so much, because we're a joke. We have comedians speaking at presidential rallies.
And as a comic, I'm confused. You know what I'm saying?
I'm confused too.
Like I said, I can see why they took the gig, but it's like I'm confused why the gig was offered in the first place.
That's what it is.
That's what has me gagging.
I'm not mad at Tony for taking the gig.
No, because I've seen some comics comment under their page like, "Oh, I'm unfollowing, or I don't fuck with you no more because you took this job," and it's like, come on, son.
No,
like,
if you're being offered a platform of that magnitude, any comedian is gonna take it. Let's not lie to ourselves.
If Donald Trump come my phone right, the way it's denting.
Let's not lie to ourselves.
I'm like, oh, I have to think about it. I'm like, I probably would say, nah, I'm good, Donald, but it would be a couple minutes.
No.
I'm like,
I would take the gig 100%. Yeah, but I would use that as an opportunity to make jokes that are gonna educate the racist people.
Right. You're right. Yes, you could use it to your advantage.
Yes,
and still get the coin.
And I would be there and just be like, yo, free Palestine, like free Congo, free Sudan, like
that's a fact.
You know, he used it as a roast battle, and it wasn't the time or place for that.
But the
only time comedians can roast is like at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, where there's a section dedicated for that.
Yeah, but you can't get mad at him because he was just giving the gig. Whoever hired him, this is not the place for a roast. So why are you even booking this nigga?
Yeah,
that's
also
who's at fault.
You're saying things that you like. You mean though. Like, listen, he got canceled a long time ago for the whole Asian thing.
See, my thing is this is the first time hearing about Homeboy. I don't even like follow certain like I see them, but I don't really.
He's just a white guy.
Yes, I never like last night. Well, not last night, but Sunday night, right?
Yeah.
Put him on the map for me. Yeah, I was unaware because even the roast after certain comics, I was like, I thought I seen Sam J and Nikki Glazer. That's how you say her name?
Yeah.
Yeah, I fuck with them. So I'm like, after I see my girls, I was like,
I watched all the comedians on the roast. I forwarded through the football players.
Okay.
I watched all the comics and I didn't watch any of the other because I don't know these guys. I don't care what they have to say. Also, we all know you hired a writer. Stop.
Of course.
Which is fine, but
right.
But also, and then there's a lot of people on the internet, especially TikTok, where the average age is a lot younger than all the other social media platforms. People aren't aware that he's a comedian, so they're going like it's just.
I didn't even know I'm a grown ass woman.
It was just poor taste. Like, this country's a joke.
What do you expect from poor taste from? It's not classy people.
Yeah, no, it's just you're.
I mean, it's right up there. It's on brand. I feel like so. I'm not. Really, you know what I'm saying? I'm gagging, but for different reasons. It's very on brand. It's like, of course.
Yeah.
Who's surprised? If you surprised, you should feel silly.
But is this considered gossip? What we're doing, or is it just? Because we were actually going to talk about.
We were going to go gossip.
we were going to talk
about gossiping
and like pillow talk and stuff and like breach of trust between relationships.
I mean, we could just slide up right in there.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't feel like we're gossiping about Tony. I just feel like we're commenting on something.
Gossiping, I feel like, is when millions of people. It happened in front of millions of people.
Also,
if it was private, if it happened like in a green room somewhere and people didn't know about it, I feel like that would be gossiping.
Also, he did it to get a reaction. We're giving him what he wants.
Exactly. That's fine.
Also, I'm dying to know how much he got paid.
Girl, you know he got some coin. You know he got coin.
Yeah. And it's like, also, it was upsetting because I did think a lot of the jokes were super funny.
Yeah.
But it was like, it wasn't the time for that. So it gave me a negative, it gave me the ick. Mm-hmm. And it was like, now I look at you cringy.
Yeah, I mean, I forgot what he looked like already. So you have to show me a picture. Like, I completely forgot. Because it's like, I don't even know Yeah, so I got to Google him again.
No, but like, okay, when it comes to like, because I have a whole rundown that we're not even going to talk about.
Let's do it. Let's get into it.
No, okay. So like your boyfriend or your significant other or girlfriend, are you allowed to tell them your friend's secrets?
Wait, hold on. You know what? No, because I was thinking that what we could do is go into the other part, the shared values, because we talking about politics anyway. Or you want to just go?
We could do that.
You want to do that? Because I feel like it's smooth better. It's transitions better.
Okay.
You want to just do that?
Sure.
Because I will say this. I was talking to this guy from Hinge that I really was feeling out of, like, recently before I went to LA. And then I found out he was a Trump supporter.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's why I want to bring it up.
Yes.
Because it kind of flows better.
Okay. So you think for you to date someone, they have to have similar political views?
Somewhat, yes. Yes.
All political views or
No, not all. But major shit, yeah.
Like if you support Trump, you're a specific kind of person.
Yeah. And his reasons for it was like, I'm like, you know, he's like, oh, you know, like, because they tax overtime too much. And I'm like,
be like, are you rich? Be like, unless you're a billionaire, don't bring up the tax issue because you're not getting the tax break. You're not in that bracket. I was
so confused. And I'm like, why would it? And then he's like, oh, Kamala, that hoe. I'm like, yes, girl. I was stunned because it's like,
listen, I have a friend who was telling me about his friends that were white men shitting on Kamala Harris, saying that she's dumb and she's this and she's that. Listen, I'm a single issue voter. We've discussed this in the other podcasts.
Yeah.
Every political candidate supports the genocide of my people, so that's why I'm not voting because I'm a single issue voter. But nobody can deny that Kamala Harris is a smart woman.
Of course.
She's running for president of the United States of America. Nobody dumb other than Donald Trump can get that position, especially a woman of color.
Exactly.
That means she has to work 10 times harder.
20.
She has to be 10 times smarter. So for any man to say that she's dumb, that's just not a valid critique.
And what are they basing that off of?
Exactly.
And
first of all, she's a lawyer. She's brilliant. She's a great speaker. She like nobody could. Your critique on Kamala Harris, if you want to talk about policy, okay. But for you to say that she's dumb or she's this, like, you're just a misogynist.
When he called out her name, I was like, oh, yeah, baby.
You hate women.
Yes.
You hate women of color. You hate women in power, and you can't figure out why, so you're making up reasons.
Yes.
Because if you could say, oh, she supports genocide, okay, you have every right not to like her.
And that's another thing. I was waiting to hear
what's the reason that you don't like her? You don't have a reason.
He made some shit up. And I'm like, okay.
You hate women.
If you're basing it off sexual history,
she's married. How is she a hoe?
Exactly. You should not be voting for who you're voting for if you're basing it off of sexual.
He was grabbing women by their pussy.
That's some whole shit right there. But girl, so I had to get up out of that. But it worked out anyway because when I was in LA, I sent him a picture and he like did not respond. And I'm like, did you not see the picture I sent you? And I guess he was on some hating shit. Like,
if you dislike Kamala Harris for any reason other than that she supports Israel, you just hate women. And you're a racist. And you're a misogynist.
Yeah.
Period.
Especially if you're a black man.
That's it. Especially if you're a white man. Oh, she's so dumb and she's so this. No, she's not.
That's crazy.
No, she's not.
She's getting so much hate for no. And when people question her blackness, I'm like, y'all hate her for no reason. That just shows you how black she is right there.
Exactly. You're like, what?
That's the blackest thing a woman could be. If you hate a bitch for no reason, chances are she's black.
Especially a woman in power.
Yep.
Oh my God.
I love women in power. I just don't like working for women. I'll vote for a bitch, but I'm not clocking in with this bitch. You know what I mean? Like,
God.
As long as I don't see Kamala Monday through Friday 9 to 5, shorty, you got my vote.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard. It's really hard to find someone who has different values than you, and it works out.
Right, but there's some values, like, if you're like, okay, like, I'm when I have children, I believe in, like, spanking. Obviously, I'm not gonna be beating the shit out of my child, but you will get slapped up in here.
Yeah.
Don't play with me. If my husband is like, oh, let's do the gentle parenting, I can do a compromise. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's things I can compromise on as far as values.
Yeah.
But, like, politics and, like, certain other things, like gender issues. Yeah. The way I'm very Taurus, very stubborn when it comes to that. Like, I'm not shaky on none of that shit.
I'm very stubborn with a lot of things, too. Like, you need to be Muslim. Like, period. My kids are going to be Muslim. Like, you're a non-Muslim, you're going to convert. You want to mess with me, you want to marry. Like, you will convert, period. That's it. I will tell you that from the day one. And if you're not about it, like, you need to leave. Like, there's also, like, people who are like, oh, our differences, it shouldn't define us. And it's like, well, it depends what the differences are.
And that's what I'm saying.
We can disagree on where we go on vacation, but if we're disagreeing on should we be friends with an ex, that's gonna cause some problems.
Yeah, because there's some people who like to ski. And I'm a beach type of bitch.
Yeah.
I'm not doing no skiing shit. But when I fuck with a guy who does skiing, fine. We can go once every 2 years. I'll compromise. Fine. No, but other shit, no.
So many people fight or get divorced later on in life because they find out that they have such different value systems. Right. And I think in the beginning of a relationship, people are just so like inclined to like getting to know each other and having fun. It's like, no, ask the questions.
Ask the questions.
Be like, like if your kid came home and said that they got bullied, what would you do?
And if the question makes you uncomfortable, if you're like, damn, it's probably too early, ask it. Because it's probably, the uncomfortable shit, what you need to know. Because I don't want to waste no time.
Because I even see it with my friends. Like, I'm getting older, so I've seen my friends who were dated and then got married, and now they have kids, and I could see the turbulations in their relationship as things get like progress. Because like even one of my friends, like they were so in love and they dated and they got married and it was like a fairy tale. Now that they have kids, their daughters are getting older. They're still in crop tops, and the dad is like, that's over. Like, and she's all like, oh no, they're still little. Like, and they clash so much on parenting.
Yeah, crop tops on a little girl is wild though.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I'm sorry. Like, I understand like they're little, but
16
like
and up probably.
But like men are disgusting.
Yeah. And it's just not child appropriate. I want my little girl to be a little girl.
Yes.
Pigtails, bubbles.
Yeah, like there's some moms that are putting their kids in literal like crop tops and shorts in the summer, and you're like, why does she look like a little hooker?
Yeah, that's wild.
I'm sorry. Like, call me old school, call me whatever.
Very old school to come to certain shit.
Little girls should not be dressing like...
I want my baby having jelly shoes on or the light of sneakers with flowers on her jeans and pigtail, like a little girl, a child.
Yeah.
Covered up.
Yes.
When she's 16, because I remember being 16. All right, you throw a little crop top. I know your father gonna be pissed, but we're gonna do the crop top. I'm gonna talk to your father. Relax.
Get your nails done. Get your hair, like whatever. You're a teenager. You're almost an adult at that age.
But don't be ODing.
You're 9, 10, 11, and you're wearing a crop top. That's crazy.
Crazy.
It's so it's just poor parenting.
Right. As well. So yeah.
And you're teaching your daughter that it's okay to be provocative.
It's time for that. She has her whole 20s to be a hoe. Trust me.
Exactly. Like I didn't start being a hoe until I was like 25.
All right, I started a little earlier, but fine. Mine was a little, you know what I mean? But
now, when it comes to friends, I feel like you could have friends with different value systems.
Yes,
it's fine. But when it's your partner and
it depends though. It depends because I've stopped talking to girls. Like if they're sleeping with a married man, I'm not gonna be friends with you.
Okay.
Like this friendship is over, shorty. Because that's wild.
Yeah.
If you come to me like, Eva, I made a mistake, and you're crying to me, I'm like, I won't judge you. I'm like, oh shit, like just block him. Like, I understand it was a moment of weakness, but block him and move and don't ever look back. But if you're having an affair, bitch, no. Yeah. This friendship is deaded.
You see, I'm a little more flexible with friends because I'm like, you're just my friend. No, it depends what level
but can you
friendship.
trust that bitch with your husband if she fucking somebody else's husband?
I would have to trust my husband.
That's true, but I still don't want that type of energy.
And also, I feel like if she was my friend, she wouldn't do that to me. Now, if she was doing that to another friend, if she was being a bad friend to someone else, I would notice.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
But if my friend is just a hoe, be a hoe.
Yeah, but I just don't want men to be hoes with. Like, what are your morals, bitch?
Yeah. No, you do make sense. I get that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But like, if she like, I have friends who I have lesbian friends. I'm like, I would never fuck a bitch. You couldn't pay me to fuck a bitch, but these are some of my closest friends.
Yeah,
I don't care. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like shit like that.
That's true because like I don't mind men or women that are bisexual, but I'm like, I'm not gonna date a man who's bisexual or marry a man who's bisexual. Like
I'll be friends with anybody.
Yeah.
But my partner is there's certain shit that I'm just not.
And I also feel like when it comes to relationships, the differences in the beginning of a relationship that you overlook are usually the reasons why you end up breaking up.
Yes.
Always.
Yes.
As much as you try to hide it and this is not an issue, or you just try to look past it, or it's just always, it becomes the reason why the relationship failed.
Let me ask you this. Have people gotten offended that you say you wouldn't date a bisexual man? Or have you ever gotten people getting taken aback by that or offended? Because I've had people get pissed at me.
Why though?
I don't know, and I've had people like,
you're allowed to have any kind of preference you want.
And my thing is it's not nothing against nobody. My thing is I just want someone like me. I'm heterosexual. I just want an equal playing field.
Just like somebody gay would say, I don't want to date somebody straight.
Right. Or I know gay men who I don't date bisexual men because I don't want to. Be out you talking to girls too.
It's like you got to worry about your man cheating on you with a woman. Now you got to worry about your man cheating on you with another man too. You're like, that's too much to worry about. It's too much.
Yeah,
Also, I already have this theory that most men are in the closet anyway.
a lot.
I be telling people, I'm like,
I be shook. But I mean, there's still a lot of straight guys, but there's
a lot. Of course, there's a lot.
I know, but it's but becoming also, harder and harder to find. I feel like
I think a lot of men are bisexual and they just don't even know it.
Yeah, it comes out in different ways, like how like you said, like hating women. It shows up in different. But then there are some men who are straight and just hate women. I don't know. I don't understand men, girl.
Men hate women, and that's why men hate Kamala Harris. Because if you ask any guy who claims that they hate her, why do you hate her? They will never give you a real reason.
It's not a real reason.
If it's about her policy, if it's about her support for Israel, if it's about anything she's like, that's valid critique.
Right.
Because a woman is not above political
Absolutely
critique.
Not. And I've heard some men say like she put a lot of black men in jail for marijuana, and that's
valid reason.
Valid reason. But to say she a hoe, that's all. Girl, I couldn't hang up.
Kamala's a hoe. You're like, what? What are you saying?
I was stunned when he said that. I'm like, bro. It was clipped after that. Oh, and it's like, I'm not even like, I'm not no super duper like, I'm not heavy into this shit. I'm like, what? I just vote because people died for me to vote.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I pull my black ass up to the voter poll. I don't be liking nobody, son. The only person I liked was Bernie Sanders, and ain't nobody fucked with him like me.
No.
Like, nobody put him, I'm like, Bernie Sanders was my guy.
Yeah.
That's the only person I really pulled up, like, I really fuck with him. Everybody else, I mean, Obama was historical and shit like that, but like, I don't fuck with nobody. So it's like, I just go because people died for this opportunity for me. That's the only reason I go. I don't want them to die in vain. You know, I don't fuck with none of that.
What's crazy is that like all year, I was like, sure, Kamala was going to win. I'm like, oh, the young people are going to save the country. Like, because I'm like, young people are going to vote Kamala. Like, there's no way. Trump has like the support of all the older racist white people.
There's
like,
a lot of racist young people, girl.
Girl, let me tell you, I've completely changed my mind on this. I think Trump is gonna win only because for the past couple of weeks I've been doing a lot of comedy shows lately, and for the first time I do like a regular poll. I'm like, hey, like who's voting for Kamala? Who's voting for Trump? And it's been like 50-50, and so many times it's not like all white crowds clapping for Trump, and I'm like, like the other day I was at St. Mark's and it was a table of young black men. Mm-hmm. Young, I'm talking about like early 20s.
Yes.
And I was like, you're voting for Donald Trump? Yes. And I was like, why? And they got embarrassed, and I could tell they didn't want to be put on the spot. Yeah. And I was like, listen.
But you were just curious. Like, you were like.
And I told him, I was like, hey, I'm not even gonna like come for you. I'm not trying to get like clickbait out of this. Like, I'm genuinely want to know why. Mm-hmm. And they didn't have an answer, and it was on some Kamala's a hoe shit. And I was just like,
hatred for the black woman of color.
Yes. And I was just like, I was too stunned to speak. I couldn't even think of something funny to say. I was just like, well, I hope whoever wins lowers the price of milk, because milk is $7.
Yeah.
Like,
again, blessing in disguise. I feel like I'm glad the world is seeing how America treats black women.
Yeah. Oh,
That's like how I was glad the Puerto Ricans saw what white people really think of them. Like, people are showing they ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, even if she loses, I just want y'all to see how the fuck y'all talk about us. How y'all treat, even when we're overqualified.
Yeah.
Y'all will talk about she a hoe. You can't name one motherfucker she fucked, but she a hoe.
That's so crazy.
Then he was like, Montel Jordan. She was fucking Montel Jordan in the 90s.
What?
She fucked one guy 30 years ago, and that's why you're not voting for her?
Be like, how many dudes has your mother fucked?
But that's what I'm saying. As a black woman, I was called a hoe when I was a virgin, bro. I have never seen a penis before in my life, and people was calling me a hoe. That's just the go-to for black women.
Yeah.
Pretty black girl, hoe. Off the rip. I've never seen a penis and I was called a hoe.
That's so...
It's embedded in the DNA of America. Even our black men, they can't help themselves.
Yeah, and then again, my friend that was telling me that his white friends were, and he was asking the friends like, why are you so anti-Kamala? And they were like, she's just so stupid. She's not stupid. She's running for one of the most.
Donald Trump isn't, bro. But my thing is, even if she is dumb, look who the fuck you siding with.
But also,
if she's dumb, he's motherfucker. I can't even say the word he is because I can't even.
Also, she's not dumb. You know how smart you have to be a lawyer in America? How hard it is to take the bar? Like, you know how hard it is to be a lawyer, to get into politics, to run for office, to win, to like, it's like Donald Trump came from money. That's the only reason why he's wealthy. Because if he didn't, this motherfucker has 2 brain cells.
Yeah.
Like, I will say, Donald Trump is super funny.
Oh, girl. Let me say something. I like him. And it's just not as my president, but he be having me crying, son.
As somebody who loves funny people.
Yes.
Same with Tony. Tony's a funny guy.
And racist people, my thing is like, maybe I'm racist too. Like, there's a lot of motherfuckers who I don't like. I just don't say this shit because
Yeah,
I've been trying to get some coin.
So, like Trump saying that Kamala's at a party with Beyonce was hilarious.
But my thing is
like, what are you talking about?
I would never vote for him, but he be having me cracking up. I would just like, I just don't get the two. I don't get the two confused. Liking him and thinking he's, wacky or funny or whatever, it doesn't translate to me wanting him to run my country.
Yeah, he's a clown.
Like, to me, it's two separate things.
Bro, I'll never forget. I think it was like at the DNC a few years ago. He was like debating Joe Biden, and someone had asked him a question and like a political question, and he just looked over at Joe and was like, "Your son does drugs." Like, it was so fucking funny. And I'm like, this man is
even his memes, his facial expressions, be having me crying.
This man is insane.
I can't even do it.
And then he'll be like, "We need to ban Muslims," and he'll be like, "I love Palestinians." You're like, "What? What are you talking?"
Nuts.
He's so crazy.
He's so fun to watch. I just don't want him
but it's like
running
you
the country.
embarrassed our country. Man.
Oh yeah, because he shouldn't be up there. He should be a celebrity, like how he was where he was in the 80s and 90s. That's what he should have, like a celebrity that we laugh at.
Yeah.
When he crossed over into politics, that's when I'm like, all right, you OD, son.
This country OD for electing him.
Right. That's a fact.
And anyone who's voting for Trump in 2024 after this man is like got arrested, like stop.
Girl, it's just showing.
Anyone voting for him has lost their goddamn mind.
He has one issue. If I was a single issue voter, he would have got me.
What?
Nah, we're gonna talk about that off camera.
What is it? Oh, okay. I can't even tell you what Trump wants to do with this country other than make it white.
Yeah, no, we're gonna talk about that off camera. But
and abortions and this and that, and it's like
but yeah, there's one thing that I'm like, oh.
I will say, regardless of who wins, Kamala or Trump, please give us more stimulus checks. We need some money. Stop funding Israel and give us some money.
Yes, and write a law where people have to subscribe to our if please and thank you. And they have to follow us on the gram and they have to come to our show without heckling.
And outlaw guys that we deem as losers. Have to put them on an island somewhere.
Put them on Staten Island. I don't ever
This episode is actually gonna come out before Election Day, so we don't know who's gonna win.
Right. So
regardless of who wins,
we're gonna pray on it.
Stop funding Israel. Give us stimulus money and raise student debt, please.
That would be nice.
Do something for us. Do something and lower the price of milk.
Please.
Milk is $7.
Oat milk. That's God's way of telling you to switch over to oat milk. You have no business eating dairy.
I'm ready for the apocalypse. Like milk is $7. Just kill us. Kill all of us.